Hello everyone. After making my Reddit post, a lot of people asked me to make some guides on how to do some of the maps and some of the strategies I use. I do not believe it's the correct format to go into complete detail, as strategies vary depending on your team comp. And if people have questions about that, I'd rather have you ask me it because I can go on at talking about team comps for ages, and I will actually be making some videos later about team comps. In this series, starting off with Warsong Gulch, I'll be talking about some basic strategies and how to handle and what is the important thing to keep in mind when playing these maps. So I'll just start off with Warsong Gulch as the most basic map. I'll be starting off with Capture Flag map first, as they have the same principle and what to do and what not to do. So first of all Capture Flags maps, I believe in essence, is all about momentum. You want to gain momentum somehow. You can gain momentum in several ways. In the beginning, a very easy way to gain momentum, let's say you're in this comp, one of you is Alliance, the other is Horde, right? If you're on the Alliance side, a way to gain momentum early on is when every team is moving out into the battlefield. If a Demon Hunter notices or can find the Druid and get him out of stealth, the Guardian Druid is in a very bad position, and the Horde team in this situation will lose momentum because the Guardian Druid can't stealth his way up to the base and cap the flag without getting noticed. If vice versa, the Demon Hunter does not find the Guardian Druid, he's in a bad position because that means that the Horde team can just go full on ham with in a team fight, whereas the Alliance team, they have to send a healer to support their Demon Hunter, or else the enemy rogue, and possibly also a warrior or something, will kill the enemy tank. And that is very bad if that happens, and you completely lose momentum if that happens. So that's a few ways of gaining momentum and losing it. And that's the most important, that's the essence of Capture Flags map. When you have a flag, and you are in a standoff, as I would like to call it, there are several ways to protect a flag. Most normal way is if you go to the top up here on the roof. Those are the most common ways. The reason why the roof is a great place to go is because it has a lot of escape routes as well. When you are on the roof, I want you to plan out with your team what's going to be your escape route. If you need to escape, where do you go? Often what people end up doing, and I believe this is actually the most viable option, is to jump down first and then get pulled up again by your priest to make the enemy jump down. This doesn't work for every single enemy, but it will delay the time a bit. When the enemy is about to come up again, up here, up the side, then you jump down actually this time and you run towards the graveyard. The reason why you want to run towards the graveyard is if any of your healers have died or any of your teammates on the attack have died, they'll be spawning here. And this way you'll be able to get easy support. And you can also, because of there's a along here, I'm just going to do a different color. Along here, there's a long fence. You can use this fence to line of sight the enemies, so they can't hit you. And you can do this also on the Horde side. You can even see the fence here, where it's protruding. Whoop. And you can use this as a form of line of sight. And you can even choose to say, okay, the whole enemy team is coming from here, right? Oh, red circle. The whole enemy team is coming from here. So that means I want to go around. I'm going to make the color blue for where you want to walk. That means I'm going to go down here. And I'm going to enter through a front gate, because the whole enemy team is stacked here, and they're chasing me around. This will spend a lot of time and maybe even save your life, and allow your healers or teammates to come and support you in some way or form. If you have a monk, they can do a Ring of Peace here of entrance. If you have a warrior, they can use their Spear of Bastion. Warlocks can perma-slow, and so on and so forth. And even as Guardian Druid, you can do Vortex, because you should be going Resto Affinity unless you're trolling like I am often. But if you're going Resto Affinity, you can actually still Vortex and you can block off that entrance for a while. And it's a good route just to run through, because over here-ish, there's a speed buff. And that is up, you gain even more speed, and you can walk back upstairs, and you can try and delay time again. It's essentially about delaying time and getting your attackers to be able to kill the enemy. Things you have to think about when doing an attack, and a way to be able to kill the enemy team, to kill the enemy flag carrier. There are a few things you have to keep in mind. Right, first of all, is stacks. The flag stacks, right? The more flag stacks the enemy flag carrier has, the more damage it takes. You also have to think about cooldowns, and last but not least, you have to think about buffs. When I'm talking about buffs, I mean like the Berserk. There's a Berserk, which makes you deal extra damage, one in each hut on each side here, and here. You want to try and time, so the first time you do an attack, you're able to pop, let's say you're against a Demon Hunter, against Demon Hunter and a Paladin, it doesn't matter about the other healers really. These are the two most important, or against a Druid, Guardian Druid. These three are the guys you want to pop their cooldowns. But Paladin, he needs to use a Sacrificial Pact and his Divine Shield. If those two cooldowns are down, he can't save his tank. For the Demon Hunter, you want to pop his Metamorphosis, if possible, and also the Cheat Death. If he pops both his Cheat Death and Metamorphosis, he has a 3-minute cooldown where he can't do anything, and even 7 minutes for his Cheat Death. That's very important to get those popped, so you'll be able to kill him the next time around. And this is about, as said, you make this attack at around 5 stacks, right, okay? Oh, that's really ugly. Around 5 stacks, you make this first attack to make those cooldowns pop. 5 to 7. The next attack you make is going to be around 10 to a lot of stacks. I think it's around 15 if I remember correctly. You make the second attack. This second attack must be a kill. When the second attack comes through, you know he doesn't have his cooldowns, no Metamorphosis, possibly no Metamorphosis, he might have gotten that up, but most importantly, he does not have his Cheat Death, and the Paladin doesn't have his Divine Shield. Those two cooldowns must be gone when you make the second attack, because this needs to be a kill. Additionally, you want to make sure, or you want to try and make sure that the Bloodlust is up, or the buff. If you get the Bloodlust, or Berserk, whatever you want to call it, you're able to gain a lot of damage, especially if you get it on a Rogue, a Fire Mage, or a Boomy. So that's the essence of how to both make an attack, when to make an attack, and how to make the attack. As said, all Catcher Flag maps are in essence very simple because they're all about momentum. You don't have to think a lot, you just simply have to keep up momentum and keep the fights rolling and keep winning the fights. I believe that is it. Of course, there's a lot more in detail I can go in depth. But last time I did that, or I made a demo video earlier, it ended up being an hour long, and I don't think people want to listen to me for a whole hour. I'd rather have you come to my stream and ask me more questions if you do have more. I believe that's a better format for that. I'll be putting my Twitch down in the description, and I hope you like this shortening. This is my first time doing this, so not sure how well it works out. But thank you very much.